Chicago. No matter how far away I've traveled, you have always been my home. After an 8-year hiatus, I am back and on a mission to visit every brewery in the Chicagoland area via public transportation to see how much fun you can have without having to worry about getting behind the wheel. My name is Megan Ponte, and please join me for all of the eats, drinks, and laughs as we discover what's on the rail. The first stop on this adventure is Maplewood Brewery and Distillery. Located in the heart of Logan Square, they offer a truly diverse and exciting selection of not only beers, but custom cocktails. To get to the brewery, I was able to hop on the Blue Line towards Forest Park and jumped off at the Logan Square Terminal. From there, I had the option of taking a little bit of a walk or hopping on the bus. I was feeling particularly lazy after a long day's work, so I hopped on the number 76 bus towards Diversey and Campbell, which was about 7 stops. From there, it was a very short walk to find our friends over at Maplewood. They were kind enough to sit down and have a beer with me. Let's go check in with them.
Hey everyone, I'm Adam Cieslak. I'm the head brewer and co-founder of Maplewood Brewery.
And I am Adam Smith. I'm the lead brewer of Special Projects. I always have to think about it for a second.
It's a lot of things.
I was about to say, got a lot of titles.
Yeah.
I love it. And this is What's on the Rail. The mission of this podcast, YouTube series, whatever you really want to call it, is to truly highlight all of the breweries that are very easily accessible to public transportation in the Chicagoland area. The folks at Maplewood were so gracious enough to be my first guests, so you guys kind of get to be the guinea pigs for this. I'm sorry for that in advance, but
All good.
All good.
Okay.
No
So
problem.
what is the story kind of behind your brewery? Like, how did this come to be?
Well, most of us actually on the production side, I think all of us were home brewers and home distillers years ago. And we had, like anything, started as a hobby, started getting more serious about it. We're kind of all in places in our other careers where we were, looking to do something else maybe. Not necessarily unhappy, but just
Wanting
kind
to
of
do
yearning
something more.
to do something that was ours.
More passionate,
and the group of people we have here, we're all kind of collectively passionate about brewing.
Okay.
And then it snowballed into distilling as well. So it started as a hobby, but then built up, and eventually got to the point where we decided we were going to open up a brewery and started that planning, started kind of taking everything. We were taking it seriously, but more seriously in that learning how to scale things up for production's sake.
Absolutely.
Taking a more technical approach to doing everything.
Absolutely. Now, I know that just from the name Maplewood, there is a tie to some Chicago history there, and is that part of the reason why you've chosen this beautiful Logan Square location?
Well, I mean, it's
or did you just luck into this
It's kind of
place?
the reverse, actually.
Okay.
So the location we picked, here, for a number of reasons. One, it's hard to find we were just getting started, so we don't want a massive space, but we want a space where we can grow. There's a lot of red tape with Chicago in liquor licensing, so finding an area where your hassles there will be lessened is important. So this little corner block actually was very, what's the right word, accessible for getting a new liquor license, and it didn't have a lot of restrictions, whereas on the other side of that street right there is a dry area.
Really?
So
For real.
the brewery over there had to actually put it to vote and change some stuff so they can open their tap room. So we didn't want to deal with any of that. We didn't have a big budget. The landlords of this building, when we were looking at it, were very nice. The rates were good. It had everything we wanted from a
That
production
generally does
standpoint.
help, yeah.
And it's near transportation, a theater. There's some restaurants right around the corner. It's easy to get to. So it kind of had everything from that standpoint. And then when we were choosing the name Maplewood, we wanted something that tied to the city where we're at, and this little pocket actually used to be the village of Maplewood. There used to be the Maplewood train station was right up there, and after the Great Fire, Chicago annexed the city of Maplewood to help form the Logan Square area, and this was an area with a lot of immigrants who helped kind of rebuild the city after all that. So we felt it only right to do something kind of tied to the city. It's on the street we're on. I mean,
Maplewood Avenue,
and it's something it's nice. It just sounds nice.
It does. It's very welcoming, and honestly, the fact that you guys are so accessible via public transportation, like one of the huge research projects that I've had has been like, okay, exactly how many ways can you get here? And between Blue Line, Orange Line, like you guys are super easy to get to. Yeah, which I mean, because it's 2021, there is like zero reason for anybody to drink and drive. So
absolutely.
The fact that you guys have made it easy for people to come enjoy some beverages and enjoy them safely, because this has been a year. I think we can all agree. That it has been a year, which makes delicious beer all that more important, which I see you got. What are you drinking over there?
So this is one of my favorites. It's actually our first release, still a favorite of mine, Charlatan American Pale Ale. We've medaled a few times at Great American Beer Fest with that guy. It was the first production release we've done, and since it's released, this is one of the few beers, like we'll always tweak beers as we're doing them to kind of, I don't know, address what we feel we want to improve about them or change, and this is one of the beers that practically never has changed since we brewed it initially. Just a nice, quenching, classic American Pale Ale.
Yep.
Good for any day.
And I have the opposite, which is like a modern IPA. Where it's brewed to, be juicy in the sense that there's no bitterness. This has a few different bittering charges with the hop schedule. This really, we put everything at the end so as not to gain that bitterness. Call it a New England style IPA, call it a juicy IPA.
Yeah, this one's a little just clear. You can't see the condensation, but that one is obviously much more opaque.
I mean, color-wise, they're not far off. If this was clear, it's a little bit more straw. But this is probably our most popular beer as far as sales are concerned. And this is our first beer. So this is the beer we brewed #1. And maybe #1 in our hearts as well. Right? So we all love Charlatan. But I always go to Son of Juice. I think it's more drinkable, and we brewed already today, so it's pretty much the end of our day.
So like might as well celebrate with
cheers. Absolutely.
Salud.
Cheers.
I was as I've mentioned to you guys before, I'm pretty familiar with your beers, and the Pulaski Pils is for me one of my favorite beers from you guys, just because
it's always nice I like when people pick a Pilsner as their favorite.
Pilsners are you can't hide jack shit in a Pilsner. Like, you have to have a certain level of skill to brew just a really nice, crisp, clean Pilsner. So like, all of the respect for what you guys are doing. And I mean, I'm drinking the In Dark Trees, which is a dark lager.
Yeah, it's a dark Czech style. So we like to we'll brew a few turns of beers that use the same yeast. We get more use out of the yeast, harvest it again, and keep it going. And that is essentially tied into another Pilsner that's coming, which is Flashes of Light, which is the Czech Pilsner, whereas Pulaski is a completely different style of Pilsner.
It's like an American hybrid Pilsner.
So
which is a made-up thing I just made up, but it's kind of what it is.
I was about to say, you said it so convincingly, though.
I should have just went with it.
But
coin the term, like here on What's on the Rail First. Pilsner. Yes, the American Hybrid Pilsner.
Yeah, that's right. You heard it first.
You listening, friggin' BJCP?
Okay, so because I'm a glutton for punishment, and I know that I'm drinking a relatively new beer. Like, can you what's coming up on the docket? Like, can you guys give us a little bit of a tease of what's
well, Adam
coming
said
on down the road?
The kind of sister beer to that one would be Flashes of Light, which is the traditional Czech style Pilsner.
Okay.
That's awesome. Dropping on Monday, which is the April something.
Yeah, coming up in a week.
I'm getting a third.
13th? Yeah.
1, 2.
12.
It's coming up in about a week.
He gave me one of these, so I was like the third. The 12. So that's a beer that we always, Adam's favorite. Maybe,
I would say if Charlatan isn't the favorite, Flashes of Light certainly is.
It's
that one
okay.
is I love that stuff.
Roger in the back, our other brewery, that's his favorite as well, I think. So that's definitely a house favorite.
Okay.
Cuppa is our Imperial Stout. So we have another Cuppa coming out end of this month, end of April. Peanut butter stuff. So it'll be like a peanut butter Oreo Imperial Stout.
Ooh, do not threaten me with a good time. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
We've done the stuff, the Oreo version, and we've done the peanut butter version several times, and now
Time to marry 'em.
Bring them together.
It's time for them to be together.
Yeah.
Like, this is so exciting.
What else? We got
That
the
comes up.
Fizzle.
Oh, yeah,
Cherry
Friday.
Limeade.
This Friday, Cherry Limeade Fizzle Drizzle, which is our Imperial Sour.
Oh, very
So
nice.
high alcohol, high ABV, I should say. High ABV sour with a lot of cherry.
Yep.
And then a bit of lime and some sourness to accentuate that
So
ABV
just
part of it.
Really the beer you want on a day like today when it's 80 degrees.
Yeah, absolutely.
And,
We did a pink lemonade version of this beer last summer.
Okay.
And that was, for me, one of the highlights of the summer.
Okay.
Our cellar guy has a pool. So
Nice.
we'd go over there and bring a 4-pack of that and just kind of float and drink some pink lemonade. Just float.
I mean, it's a patio pounder.
Pool pounder.
Very, very.
So,
We were talking about Fizzle Drizzle, but
we were talking about Fizzle
we
Drizzle.
can finish there.
Cherry Limeade.
Cherry Limeade.
Coming soon.
I was about to say,
Sour.
and this episode
Quenching.
will release on Friday, so that will be the first day that it's here. So you better get your butts down here and drink all of it. Actually, save me like a little bit, like just a little. So other than this incredible tap room, what do you really want to be known for it? Because I know you guys are doing you have your beers, you make your own liquor as well. Like what? In 5 years down the road, what do you want to be known for?
I'm going to defer to Adam. He's the
This is a question. It's a hard question because certain places start up the only lager breweries, IPA breweries, whatever Belgian wild breweries,
And you guys have a very wide selection of different styles.
Yeah. So when we get asked that question a lot, and I want to be known as Maplewood. If you're buying a Maplewood beer, it's going to be damn well made, whatever the style is. We have a lot of different tastes here. We have a lot of very talented brewers here and distillers here as well. And whatever it is, it's going to be well made. I think there's something to be said that at Maplewood you could find in my opinion, a world-class American Pale Ale. You could find a more modern style hazy. You could find a classic, kind of finding a rebirth now style, like a dark Czech lager.
Absolutely.
We have a wild program, but we put a lot of effort in learning the fundamentals of all those styles and, doing them justice.
Absolutely.
So I don't know if well-rounded's the right word, because that kind of sounds like, I want to be we're good at all different styles. So we take that very seriously. So I guess
except for the brewed IPA. We never do the brewed IPA.
Oh, the brewed IPA. That's a kind of, we can talk about that style for days. But I guess the short of it is, if you're getting a Maplewood beer, it's going to be damn well made, and
quality.
We're going to put a lot of effort into delivering something that someone's going to be happy with and feel like they've got their money's worth. I think that's very important. So.
Absolutely. Now, outside of the brewery itself, where can people find you? Are there any signature accounts that you would like to highlight, or is there any liquor stores that hey, if you're looking, please come here?
That's also a tough question, because I'm going to say something and then you're going to forget someone else, or you're going to, we have actually a ton of awesome accounts.
Okay.
If you're in the city or in Illinois, pretty much go to your local place, and they should have Maplewood products. If they don't, let us know, and we'll try to get them there. But we're very well stocked in the large places, and we have a ton of great supports from the smaller places, which obviously we really appreciate because so.
That was a big part of the early days, was creating relationships with all these accounts.
Oh, absolutely.
And Chicago has a lot of them.
Yeah.
And I'm talking on-premise, off-premise, Binny's, and just down the street, Beer Temple would be, kind of a David and Goliath. And there's a million of those in Chicago, which is great. And on-premise, that would be off-premise. On-premise, right, would be like you have a place right over here in Own an Engine, which hasn't opened yet since the shutdown, but a place like that I love compared to like a Buff House. These are places that are kind of in the same area, but I care just as much to have them at both places and every place.
Exactly.
And it's we put a lot of work into creating those relationships.
Absolutely.
And over the years, hone them.
Yes.
So.
Which, I mean, just from personal experience, I feel like accessible has been like the $3 word today, or whatever that rule is. Man, I'm really shooting 100. Like,
I'm gonna start saying the $3 word. $3.
Yeah, you get $3.
Word.
Here is your word for today.
$3 word.
But no, it's very important, I think, to the community at large that seeing their staples in the stores and like.
Well, and at bars.
And bars,
small and large too, because there's a lot of mom and pop smaller places that have been great to us, and they've provided us a lot of support when we were first getting going, and now
you get our beer at Wrigley Field.
Well, and then you got to grow.
Okay.
But we don't want to. It's not. We want to satisfy all the accounts, and we do our best to, be respectful of the relationships that we've formed.
Absolutely.
I love that. Sorry, just having fun.
That's it. That's all we're doing here on a fine, Tuesday?
It is a fine Tuesday evening. Yeah. Okay, so because I'm the worst, I have to ask this question because we all have it. Nobody likes to admit it, but we all have it.
I don't like this.
What's your favorite macro?
Oh, that's not a High Life.
Okay, yes.
Dang. Like that. I got two.
You're laughing over there.
I'm Miller. I'm actually MGD.
Get the hell out of here. Genuine.
That's a bold strategy there.
Try it again.
Oof.
It's good.
Oof. You know what? I'm a big fan of the champagne of beers.
Yeah,
it's not champagne, it's champagne.
But then, if I'm going like big macro.
Oh, High Life is
Miller
macro?
Same company, literally, as Miller Coors. I go Coors Banquet.
Yeah, Banquet's a good one.
Okay, yeah,
I like that.
That is a solid $2
I can't
beer,
decide. Usually it's MGD, to be honest, because it's cheaper.
Okay.
I live the High Life. Sorry.
I want to give those people as little money as possible.
Yeah, no, that's the goal, but it always happens. It's always going to happen at one point or another.
I don't mind it.
Yeah.
There's a time and a place for every beer.
I agree with that statement. Absolutely.
Now, just to show some love to maybe some others in the industry, what is the beer that you wish you would have brewed?
Shit.
Locally?
Yes.
Does it have to be local? Because I'll say Saison DuPont. And then the beer is here.
Yeah, Saison DuPont.
That beer is fantastic.
Or like some kind of bone, blended goose or something.
Us local places, we like Vallejo pretty much. That's a great beer.
We were really influenced by those early that's not an early half acre beer, but half acre in general.
Okay.
So Space was always one I enjoyed, if I had to kind of pick one off the top of my head. But what about Baderbrow lawnmower beer? I'm just kidding. That was a good beer, but I was trying to think of a brewery that like a beer you can't get anymore. Baderbrow.
Yeah, that's a hard thing. There's so many good breweries in the city.
I mean,
and honestly, when we were getting started, it was only a handful. It was Half Acre, Rev.
Yeah.
Off color.
Metro.
And Metro. That was probably the only 4 Finches was back then. But now since then, there's so many good. We'll have beer every week from places like, God damn, this is good. So asking to pick just one, I don't know. It's hard, but I guess for me, it would probably be, I guess Vallejo.
You got to go with a Goose Island beer because you were in the Goose Island
days.
Actually,
that is fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
If I can brew Honker's Ale,
there it is.
Outstanding. And they barely make it. I don't even think they make it other than to serve at their secret tap room at their Fulton place, from what I've heard.
Honkers.
Is, if I can get Honker's Ale,
I really would.
That's it. That's it.
Because you were in the, what do they call it? The MBA program?
I'm Master of Beer Appreciation.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
1 year. Didn't have to go to classes.
I was about to say, that's record time. Congratulations.
Yeah. Good job. No big deal.
So, for anyone who, with vaccines being rolled out a little more steadily, are there any events that you guys would like to plug that you have coming up?
Should we pull in Rita and throw
Rita,
her on the spot? Our
she
marketing
can yell
manager?
She can yell from off screen if she wants. We got
It is definitely a move.
Look at here she is. Everyone say hello.
Right? Please
the
introduce
Rita Beckman.
Are you serious? Hi guys. Events coming up?
Yeah, what do people have to look forward to?
Yeah, so it's been a little hit or miss with obviously COVID coming and just abiding by the guidelines and making sure all of our customers and our staff is safe during the events. But we actually have one on the books, which is really exciting. It's with our buddies at Hex Coffee down the street.
Oh, very nice.
We haven't been there.
It's a great spot.
Fantastic coffee.
And best bakery in the city.
Their pastries are, honestly, and their cookies, get the hell out of here.
Best chocolate chip cookies you've ever had in your life.
Really? Oh my God. No, I haven't had dinner yet,
and
I don't want to have cookies for dinner, but
buy it on your way and have it for dessert.
It's really good.
I like what you think. Thank you.
I think like a fat person because I love dessert.
But they aged some coffee beans in our Fat Pug whiskey barrel. So we're going to be releasing that, and it's going to be a pre-order, and they're going to make some pastries that incorporate the coffee, the cold brew, with the pastries, and then we're going to actually have some special frozen drinks with our Fat Pug whiskey, our take on frozen Irish coffee. So that'll be coming up on Sunday, the April 18th, I believe.
Okay.
And then I think they talked about our cuppa.
Cuppa's coming up.
Yeah, we're going to do some pre-orders for that. So that's always fun when it's on draft too, and it's a new style. So that'll be the week of
Cuppa release? Or
the 26th. So those are the other two on the books, and then we're really excited to utilize the small outdoor space for the summer and have events out there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, which if anyone didn't know, they have what do we want to call that?
Sheds,
yurts,
little lounge pods.
Yeah,
those might be going away.
Well, we'll see how it goes with the city and everything. But if they don't go away, we'll be opening them up a little bit. So it'll be essentially just covered space outside. So if you're in the sun, you can sit in the shade.
Space.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's fun. What about? Have they announced anything from the guilds this season? Like Bug?
No, they've been quiet on that.
Okay.
I think a lot of people are just kind of waiting to see the vaccine roll out. But so it should be exciting. We've got our first few festivals out and about. So hopefully they'll definitely look different festivals, but hopefully they'll pick back up relatively soon. Yeah.
Very good.
Well, Adams, Rita, thank you so much for having me here today. And again,
coming in.
Inaugural show.
The inaugural show,
did it.
Congrats.
Salon chairs. Thank you. And thank you for watching this episode. We're probably going to walk around and show you the space a little bit here soon, but please tune in to the next episode, wherever that's going to be, but I'll be sure to tell you soon. Have a good one.
See ya.